So good. So this is the filter, okay? Oh, God's sake. Okay, this is the filter. Alright, it's a STP brand filter. They come in different models for different cars, but for this particular car, that's the type we have to use. Okay, so now I will I dipped my finger into it for a minute to lubricate the edges. Alright, we need to lubricate the edges. It's an old rule of thumb we use to lubricate the edges, and then I go back to where I took the old one. Okay, so we bring it back down here. I hope the camera can catch what I'm doing. The old filter. So right there is the old filter. I'm putting it on, and I will basically hand tighten it. So I'm tightening it with my hand so that it will be easier on the next oil change, roughly within the next 3 months or 3,000, whichever comes first. I'll be changing the oil again. So now it's being hand tightened, so I won't have any complication whatsoever on the next round of oil change. Alright, so this is the plug. This is the plug to the oil pan that we took a short while ago. With the old oil being drained thoroughly, we will now put back the plug in place, tighten it up, and then put in the new oil into the engine. So this, as we can see, this is the old oil that needs to be disposed properly. So we will dispose that properly. So I'm putting now I'm putting in the plug now. Okay. Presumably all the old oil is gone, so I'm putting in the old plug, the plug to enable us put in the new oil. Okay. Bear with me. I'm trying to put the plug in place. Are you with me so far? Okay, so we're putting in the plug now. I need to tighten it with the tool so there won't be any leakage. Okay. 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 It's tightened. All right. So far so good. We've got the bolt back in place the way it was before we took the old oil out. we've got the filter also in place, right? That's the filter, that's the plug to the oil pan. Now with that done, we are done with the bottom of it. Okay, that's okay. That's the old filter. We'll do some cleaning afterwards. So now we'll have to pap the engine and then do our due diligence, because without an oil in the engine, we will run into all kinds of issues. So we need to put in the, let me open the hood. Okay, thank you for your patience. All right, here we go. Okay, excellent. So this is that's the engine. It's a 24 valve. It's a V6 24 valve engine, and of course we can see that it's a Honda machine. So let's take off. That's the cap, and that's my funnel that I made from my oil change a while back. So now we have to put in at least between 4 to 5 quarts. So this is all fresh oil being poured into the engine. Okay, so I presume so far so good. All right, we're just gauging it. Okay, that's good. Now we left at least roughly about a quart inside here, and we will have to, once everything goes in, we will of course close it up to avoid the oil being pour out if we forgot to put this on. So it's important to always put the cap back on, and then we will have to check underneath to make sure there aren't any leakage from the pan just as we tighten, because chances are, hopefully that's not the case here, but we will need to double check. While that is going in, I will just double check to make sure there aren't any leaks coming out under the pan. Okay, the pen is properly secured, so we are in business. Okay, now we will have to, okay, I need to bring this down now. So here we go. Okay, I have to bring it down. So it's down now. Okay, so it's down now. Now the car is somewhat leveled to the point where the vehicle is level to the point where we have to check the oil level. Basically, this is the dipstick. That's the dipstick that checks the level of the oil, because the oil will have to when the oil fill up, it has to be in between these two tiny holes. I don't know if you can see these two tiny holes. Okay, it has to be in between it at all times. So now we will have to recheck again to make sure we are within the level as specified, and indeed we are between where it should be. So we did everything correctly. Okay, so with that said, we can basically put the cap back on. Put the cap back on. Okay, so now that we've gotten the oil change, we can also check some of the levels, as the power fluid looks good, doesn't need to be topped up. And then this is the brake fluid, which is also full. It doesn't need to be filled up. So everything seems to look, or seems to be, satisfactory at this moment. So in a nutshell, that will be it for our oil change. Thank you very much for watching and also listening. Until survival time, you all have a good and a wonderful day. Bye bye. I should say my name.